Meet Jay, a regular guy with a busy life, a sweet tooth, and a problem. Like many of us, he thought he was eating healthy, until the midday crashes, brain fog, and mood swings became impossible to ignore. So Jay made a bold decision: 30 days without any added sugar, no shortcuts, no fake sweeteners, just real food and real commitment. And today, he's sharing his journey with us. It's a story about what happens when you give your body a chance to heal. Let's begin.
Hello, my name is Jay. I always thought I was a pretty healthy eater. I chose whole wheat bread. I ate my fruits and vegetables, but I was in a constant losing battle with that 3 p.m. energy slump. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out why. It turns out, the culprit was hiding in plain sight: sugar. And it wasn't just in my morning coffee or the occasional dessert. It was secretly lurking in my healthy yogurt, my bread, my salad dressing, pretty much everything. So, I decided to do something a little wild. I committed to cutting out all added sugar for 30 days, and the changes that followed were more profound than I ever could have predicted. This isn't just another weight loss story. This is about what happens when you give your body and your brain a total, fundamental reset. I documented the entire journey, and I'm here to give you the real, unvarnished story of what it's like to break up with sugar. Before this challenge, my daily life felt like an energy roller coaster I didn't sign up for. I'd have a meal and feel a satisfying burst of energy right after, only to come crashing down an hour or two later, feeling sluggish, unfocused, and mentally foggy. That brain fog was the worst, a feeling of confusion and a lack of mental clarity that made concentrating on anything feel like wading through mud. My skin was a constant source of frustration, prone to random breakouts that I couldn't seem to control. I always felt a little bit bloated, a low-grade discomfort that had just become my normal. And my moods, they could swing on a dime, leaving me feeling irritable and anxious for no apparent reason. I was constantly relying on that little something sweet to push through the afternoon. Okay, I won't lie to you. The first week was rough. In fact, days 2 through 5 were the absolute peak of misery. My body, so accustomed to getting quick and easy energy from glucose, was staging a full-on protest. The withdrawal symptoms hit me like a ton of bricks. I had pounding, throbbing headaches that made it hard to think. I was hit with a kind of deep-in-your-bones fatigue that makes you want to permanently fuse with your couch. My mood was a lovely, volatile mix of cranky, irritable, and anxious. This is all perfectly normal, by the way. When you eat sugar, your brain releases a hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical that's part of your brain's reward system. This surge makes you feel happy and reinforces the behavior, making you crave it again. When I suddenly cut off that supply, my brain was essentially throwing a tantrum, demanding its usual fix. But the biggest shock of that first week? The grocery store. I swear I spent hours just standing in the aisles, reading labels. Added sugar was in everything: pasta sauce, canned soups, baked beans, ketchup, and even yogurts marketed as low-fat and healthy. It hit me that this wasn't just about skipping dessert. It was about completely relearning how to eat and decode what was actually in my food. But I just kept reminding myself why I started this whole thing in the first place. Then, somewhere around day 10, a shift happened. It was like the clouds started to part. The headaches had vanished, and the all-consuming, desperate cravings began to quiet down to a whisper. For the first time in what felt like forever, my energy levels began to even out. Instead of the dramatic spikes and crashes that defined my days, I started noticing significant physical changes too. The chronic bloating that had always bothered me was completely gone. My digestion just felt more calm and normal. It turns out, an excess of sugar can feed the bad bacteria in your gut, leading to an imbalance called dysbiosis that can cause gas, bloating, and general discomfort. By starving those microbes of their favorite food, it was like my gut was finally getting a chance to rebalance itself. And then there was my skin. I started to notice it was looking clearer and less inflamed. Research shows a strong link between high-sugar diets and acne because sugar spikes insulin, which can increase oil production and trigger inflammation throughout the body. Seeing my skin calm down was one of the first truly visible signs that my body was healing from the inside out. By week 3, I wasn't just surviving this challenge. I was genuinely thriving. That debilitating brain fog that used to roll in every afternoon? Completely gone. It was replaced with this incredible mental clarity and sustained focus that I honestly hadn't felt in years. My productivity at work shot through the roof, and my mood became so much more stable and predictable. Without the sugar-induced highs and lows, I felt more emotionally balanced, less anxious, and more in control of my reactions. The benefits just kept piling up. My sleep quality improved dramatically. I was falling asleep faster and waking up feeling genuinely refreshed, not groggy. A high-sugar diet can disrupt the natural rhythm of your body's stress hormone, cortisol, which can lead to restless nights and difficulty staying asleep. My body was definitely thanking me for the break, and while losing weight wasn't my primary goal, I did notice my clothes were fitting better, especially around my waist. This was a welcome sign that I was losing stubborn visceral fat, the dangerous type of fat that wraps around your abdominal organs and is linked to a higher risk of heart disease and diabetes. Entering the final week, I had a major realization. My entire relationship with food had been rewired. I was no longer a hostage to my cravings. In fact, something amazing had happened. My taste buds had reset. It takes about 2 weeks for your palate to adapt to a lower sugar intake, and now I was feeling the full effects. Foods I used to find bland, like red bell peppers, suddenly tasted amazingly sweet. A handful of berries was like eating candy. My energy was consistently high from the moment I woke up. My skin looked bright and clear, and my mind felt sharper than ever. This whole journey pulled back the curtain on just how much low-grade inflammation and chaos sugar was causing in my system. Getting rid of it didn't just help me physically. It boosted my mood, my focus, and my overall sense of well-being in ways I truly never saw coming. Plus, I felt empowered knowing that cutting down on added sugar significantly lowers the risk for major long-term health issues like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So, am I going to be 100% sugar-free for the rest of my life? Realistically, probably not. But this 30-day reset was nothing short of transformative. It wasn't about deprivation, it was about liberation. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be mindful. It's about taking back control and understanding what's in your food so you can make intentional choices that make you feel incredible. And let me tell you, the benefits, steady energy, a clear mind, better moods, and just feeling genuinely good in your own skin are so worth it. Thanks for listening to my story. I hope it gave you something to think about, or at least made you double-check the sugar in your healthy granola. If you're thinking about doing your own sugar-free challenge, just know, it's tough, but it's worth it. And if you want more real stories, science-backed tips, and the kind of health advice that actually makes sense, make sure to subscribe to Dr. Noors. She knows what she's talking about. And trust me, your future self will thank you.